What's up, guys? It is Laser here with a weekend video for NIO. I don't know where NIO is going to go into next week. It really has me stumped, so I apologize if this doesn't really give you a defining direction and view as to where it can go. I feel like it's 50-50 still. I'm not convinced. I think long term, this thing will be pushing higher. I just don't know what it's going to do next week. It has a very small window where it needs to kind of just like pump. And if it doesn't, it's going to pull back. Like the action and decision time is like now. Now, here's what I see here. I see here like we've got clearly a breakout. Like you guys can see this. Anybody can see this. The velocity is broken out. We haven't broken out yet on the price. Now we've gotten a little bit of a pullback, but to me that still kind of seems a bit weak for a pullback. And now with earnings coming up May 28th, like, will we see the trend line get retested again and then will it pull back? I think regardless, the question is, do you get a deep pullback and then it rips? Or does it just like rip like that right away? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to do either or. And I guess like the goal is to get like in this box right here. And I think it gets there in both scenarios. This scenario is going to make smart money a lot more money. Institutions will be making more money. It becomes more volatile, and retail are the ones that are likely to say fuck this and fold if it makes a move like this. So this is like where like the manipulation would happen. A move like this is what would make the most sense if you're an institution and you're manipulating the shit out of NIO and you really want to piss off like the NIO retail part. Like sweep the lows, and it'll probably give it like one last bounce right there, like something massively crazy, and then boop, and then right off from earnings, it launches it. Doosh, monster move, maybe like 100% rally, and then off it goes. If it doesn't do this, then I guess you could get like the melodramatic pop up, right? It could be this. Honestly, it could be this, and I don't know. When I go in the smaller time frames, I mean, it's not good that it made a lower high. That just means that the bulls couldn't take it down. But I love that it made this beautiful trend line that you can draw here. And if you're drawing this, you'll hear a lot of people on FinTwit, they'll call it liquidity. Oh, there's liquidity up here. There's liquidity, or there's the fair value gap, or whatever. I don't care. Like, everybody has a different name for it. It's a fucking trend line, is what that is. Sorry for my swearing. I apologize. But that's just a trend line, and this thing's gonna come back and it's gonna hit it. The question is, will it hit it from these levels? When's earnings? Where's earnings? Earnings right here. Let's just say it stays the same price, and then is it gonna hit it at 6? That's a 13% rally, or are you gonna get like that like manipulative move and then hit it? One moves think about it. One moves an 18% move, and another move is a 65% move. Now, I ain't saying one. I'm not leaning in one direction towards the other, but it makes more sense to me to see this move. It's just it would just make a lot of sense, man. Like if I'm an institution and I want to bank, and there's like, and I'm the market maker as well, I'm gonna try and rug pull it. That's what I would do. I would rug it. I would give it a massive, giant rug pull. And you got retail like going crazy, buying call options and thinking this is gonna go straight up. And can it? It might. I don't know. But to be honest, take a look at this. Okay. New price scale. This looks silly, man. Something looks a little bit like off. Your Hang Seng is going up. NIO's going sideways. We're diverging a bit. And to me, if the Hang Seng starts giving you that pullback, I think NIO is going to get a tremendous drop, and this is what's going to actually get a lot of people out. Um, like it's super shallow. Like we never really got that pullback. Like 0.382, that's super shallow. Like you should at least see the 50. You would think like a 50% retrace. In an ideal scenario, it'll come back and retest the golden pocket at 446, right? And that's going to make it for a much more better swing into the high. So if you were to ask me like, hey, like Laser, are you going to buy at these prices? I mean, if I would, it would be like a very like small position at these prices, because while there is upside, I think there's also the potential for downside. And I don't see any clear direction with velocity. So far, nothing screams bullish. Like, and until we get like this clear break, I don't think it actually broke. I think I might have drawn that a little off. Until this breaks, I can't get bullish. And when this breaks, let's just say like, okay, so it breaks next week. Okay. Wherever this is, maybe it's right here. Right? You get this dip is like this dip. Yeah, then I can confidently, I know where this is gonna go and where it wants to break, right? This looks ugly. Let's clean this up. I'm referring to this trend line. This is probably one of the nicest things that you want to see as a bull, is like this trend line, or as some like to call it, liquidity, that got left up here. It's going to come back up in there. And that's a good thing to see for NIO. And if you look in reverse, you don't really have much. You know what I'm saying? Like the what you do have is you do have this, right? Which is pff, I don't know, man. That's wild. But I think that's to me is what NIO does. NIO is wild. And if you paid attention to anything that NIO has always done, is it's been making lower lows even after like showing strength. Like you see it like finally showing strength, lower lows, showing strength, lower lows. Those are your bullish divergences. We haven't gotten one single bullish daily divergence on NIO, and you're only gonna get that if we take these lows out. And that's gonna make some hedge fund a shit ton of money if it sweeps the lows at 463. And what that would look like on the velocity, you guys, that would still look legit. Maybe it comes down. Like we're still above. I don't know. It goes nuts, right? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, to me, you gotta always be careful. Below 6, you gotta be careful. Okay? Below 6. Let's just draw this out. Right? Like we're below this trend line. You gotta be careful. Above that, you got a trip right there, right to that gap right there. $7.15, $7. I think ultimately it's going to go up here and higher. There's no ends, ifs, or buts. I think it's coming. It's coming. It wants that. Hang on, that's the terrible picture. It wants this. Right? There's your bullseye. It wants to get up into this zone. The question is, what will it do next week? I don't know. I don't feel confident. I think everybody, there's a lot of, if you're buying shares, that's great. I think Commons buys you time. And if it does do something stupid, like at earnings, and, Wall Street doesn't initially like it, and you get like a similar move that you saw here, that's what you got to watch out for. Right? So there you have it. That's my analysis for NIO. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go next week. It could start slowly break out higher. right? Like if it gets above 6, it's game on, baby. Like you just want to see it do that. Boom. But if it starts coming lower, don't be shocked to see the lows come out. Getting that like that double bottom and then getting a first bullish daily divergence, to me, makes sense. It makes sense from an institutional standpoint of view. If I'm an institution and I'm smart money and I want to load, that's where I want to load. I want to buy the bottom. I want to buy right below the bottom. And if you look at the previous trend line, or as some like to call it, the liquidity got hit right up here. This trend line got hit. They hit it. Now let's hit it here. If they were to hit it here, I mean, that's wild, to be honest. To expect it kind of to do something like that, that's wild. But that's just what we've seen. We've seen that. Like if Hang Seng actually started going like deep red next week, I don't think it's out of the question that you would see that, and then like I would start a massive position if it gets below 360. Like I would get so bullish because you have this trend line here and liquidity. You want to call it liquidity if that resonates better with you. This comes down here, you can almost expect it's going to bounce right up there. And that's the thing, is if you buy here and you want to you're expecting to kind of go up there, remember there's a risk here. Its first bullish daily divergence isn't going to come, where is it? Until here. You want to see another example of like a stock hitting a first bullish daily divergence before it went mental? So here's AMD, by the way. It's kind of an interesting one. So look, this was like your velocity break, right? But what did it do? Like it broke above, and you can see you got that higher low. Sellers are tapped out, but it's able to tap that liquidity. Boom. And what did it do? Nothing but up after that, dude. Like that is the killer instinct buy signal for it to just absolutely go mental. And what did it do at the top here, by the way? Bearish divergence. Lower high, higher high. Yeah. And I'm not even here to talk to you about AMD, but that pretty much wraps up my video, guys, for NIO. It's my analysis. I don't know where it's going to go. I think, again, like if you're trying to figure out like what are my price targets, I think you're going to see that $9 to $10 to $11 zone, like this zone hit. It's just, are you going to get a deep pullback first, or is it just going to go? That's it. That's the question. I don't think anybody has that answer for you. And if anyone can guarantee it's going to go one way or the other, I think that's bullshit. I'd like to see the analysis behind that. Like I don't see it. I think it's still choppy. To me, it's very choppy. So it can go either way, either or. Best of luck to you guys. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. For you guys that are Canadians, happy long weekend. And for the Americans, you guys have your long weekend coming up on Friday. Or next Friday, I think it's Memorial Day. So everybody, hope you guys, I think it's a short week then too next week for Americans. Anyways, thanks so much for watching my video, guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful night and take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.